this is Doxy Mom, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I greatly appreciate if you hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, Miss Cindy and I, we're here to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, and let's get started. Now, guys, I don't normally do 2 broadcasts on one day, but since tomorrow's Sunday and I like to take Sundays off, and I just came across this explosive information, so I just wanted to go ahead and get this out to you. But you know that the D class is all coming, and it's just coming out slowly. But you know, I think this is probably a good thing because, you know, the masses of people, I just don't think they could handle it all if everything was just dumped at one time. And now think about Epstein. You know, whatever happened to him, people are thinking that the Clintons could have had him killed because hashtag Clinton body count was trending on Twitter. Now, Fox is reporting that the House Judiciary Committee is now conducting their own investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's death. Now, they interviewed Representative Andy Biggs, a Republican from Arizona, and he agrees with Nadler and Collins that this investigation should happen. Now, Representative Biggs says he totally trusts Barr, but they want to find out all the procedures and the protocols where they followed, and this leads to conspiracy theories. That's what they said. So they want to get to the bottom of this because it goes to the credibility of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Then Congressman Biggs, he says, and I quote, "No one believes it was suicide." Now, guys, in my mind, it wasn't. To me, the White Hats, you know, took Epstein because they knew that the Black Hats were going to take him out. So that's my theory, and my wonderful subscribers, y'all know that I just tell you to think for yourselves. But you know that picture that they showed of Epstein on that gurney? Well, his nose was not the same in my mind. Anyway, back to the article. Representative Biggs, he says that you've got Epstein, who allegedly committed horrendous crimes, and he's tied to rich and powerful people that could be exposed. Now, there are many victims as well that want justice, so we have to find real concrete answers. And AG Barr will continue the investigations into all those associated with Epstein, and we're getting ready to find out just some more of who those people are. But I also heard another big name drop that's not going to be on this list, I'm going to tell you, but that was Al Gore, Mr. Global Warming himself. Anyway, Representative Biggs says it could take years before we get to the bottom of everything Epstein. Then the interviewer, he kind of changed gears, and he asked about Barr's investigation into the origins of the Russia probe. And Representative Biggs said that they're hearing that Barr is resolving the issues of the people who were involved. Well, let me see. In my mind, they were people like Jim Comey and James Clapper and John Brennan, Sally Yates, Loretta Lynch, Bruce and Nellie Orr, Victoria Newland, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page, and I'm sure there are some others that I've left off. But I believe also that Obama knew everything that was happening. But now that's my theory, and it's going to be interesting to see who Barr names. Now, back to the interview. Representative Biggs, he brings up Five Eyes and says the Five Eye countries, you know, which are Canada, New Zealand, Italy, UK, and US, but they're conducting overseas interviews with these countries, and he thinks that's very good. And as a side note, guys, George Papadopoulos tweeted out the other day, "All roads lead to Rome." Well, Mark Taylor wrote a prophecy called All Roads Lead to Rome, and that's on his website, Sword, S-O-R-D, swordrescue.com, if you want to go check that out. Anyway, back to Biggs. Representative Biggs believes that Barr and Durham will get to the bottom of all of this, and what's important is that Barr and Durham, well, they are keeping a lid on their investigation, as well as our friend from Utah, you guessed it, John Huber. Biggs says, and I quote again, "We don't know what he's doing at all," end quote. Well, let me help you out, Representative Biggs. He's looking at everything Hillary, which would include Bill Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, and the DNC. So, tick-tock, Hillary and Bill, because in my mind, they are both going down. Then, the interviewer, he said that the OIG, he brought that up. It's coming out soon. And they talked about Nadler. Well, Nadler is panicking, and Biggs said that even though he lost in court the other day, he's still trying to subpoena people, and he's moving forward on the impeachment process. Well, Jerry, you're wasting your time and our money, because they're not going to impeach President Trump for what? He's done absolutely nothing wrong. And like Biggs said, that there was no Mueller findings, and that's what, all this was based on. But old Nadler, he just continues to stir the pot as much as he can. But guys, it was an excellent interview, and I'll leave a link. Now, there's a man, his name is Lance Vlog, and I'm going to link it. And he just put out a video, and I'll link this video, and it has names of people on the Epstein's flight manifest log, and I'm going to read the names. And now the man that's doing this presentation, he brings up an excellent point. He says, if everyone, he's not saying that everyone on this list is a pedophile, but if he had a house full of hookers and they were always there, and you're just coming to my house multiple times, and that's all that house is used for, well, there's going to be some people that wonder what's going on with you. So everybody knew Epstein was a pedophile, and he had a private island with underage children on it, and if you fly there, well, y'all can make up your own minds, but here's a list, and I had to look some of these people up. I knew they were politicians, but maybe not necessarily where they're from, and so this might help you a little bit. But, well, Joe Biden, we all know who that is, and No Name, John McStain, Bob Menendez, he was a senator, or he is a senator of New Jersey, John Podesta and Tony Podesta, we know them, Hillary, Bill, and Chelsea Clinton, all three of them. Jeff Flake, we all know Jeff Flake was a flake, and he was a former Republican congressman. And then Bob Corker, who's a former senator of Tennessee. Then there's Jacob Schwartz, and he was a computer scientist and a mathematician. Then there's Ed Murray, who's a former mayor of Seattle, Washington. Barney Frank, former congressman from Massachusetts, and Brock Adams, a former senator and U.S. Secretary of Transportation. Mel Reynolds, congressman until 1995, and he was convicted of sexual assault charges with an underage campaign worker. Then there is Nell Goldschmidt, former governor of Oregon, David Wu, former congressman of Oregon, Tony Menendez, former senator from California, Anthony Weiner, we all know him, and Peter Strzok, and Adam Schiff from California, Charles Windsor, that is Prince Charles, the next person who's in line to be King of England, John Kerry, Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe on MSNBC. Then there's Andrew Cuomo, I knew I wasn't going to say that right, Andrew Cuomo, a former governor of New York, and Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Then CNN people, Brian Stelter, Jake Tapper, and Chris Cuomo. Then there's Bill Richardson, who's a former governor of New Mexico, Peter Soros, Prince Andrew, which we knew about, Barack Obama we knew about, Anderson Cooper we knew about, Sheila Jackson Lee, well, we all know who she is, and then Pope Francis. So those are the ones that are on the list, guys. And like I said, I mentioned Al Gore earlier, but I want to read to you in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 8 through 11. It says, "For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness, righteousness, and truth, finding out what is acceptable to the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them." And guys, that's just what I'm trying to do. So please share this video to everyone, guys. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, this is Doxy Mom, and God bless you all.